Hi, my name is Jan Ragnrud. I'm the author of The Ultimate Guide to Optimizing Your Website with Entrepreneur Press and McGraw-Hill, out in the bookstores now. I am excited that you're here.
Hey, we are live Friday. Happy Friday. Friday footage, May 17th, Independence Day in Norway. No less today. And hey, if you didn't know, I'm originally from Norway. How about that? We are timing it just right. Welcome to Friday footage. It's the moment where I actually share insights for what's happening, what's working, interesting tools, interesting sort of systems and processes that you can apply yourself in terms of how we use things. And today, I'm going to share with you something very cool, man. This has been available for you for a while. It used to be called Canvas in Facebook ads. We're talking about Facebook here. And to create Facebook instant experience for higher engagement on mobile. This is for mobile specifically, right? So not desktop or any other, but mobile. And what it does is it's doing what Facebook wants the most. And that is to keep users on their platform, right? They don't like it if you send a link to YouTube or some external site, really. I mean, think about it, right? They're developing it for their community. They want this to be something that they want to share internally. And so anything that keeps them on the platform is great. Now, for you, that is kind of awesome, because actually what you can do is you can create this really full-featured experience right in not only inside Facebook and on that platform, but inside your device, right? Or really your prospect's device, right? And I'm going to see an example of that in a second, and you're also going to see how we set this up, right? So this is a demonstration today on how we do this. And first of all, I also want to say thanks again for your feedback, for your questions, and also if you have a moment, I know some of you already done this, which is awesome. Review the podcast because some of you are coming in on media and marketing, some of you live, some on YouTube, and just give it an honest review. I'd love it. Either way, just thanks again. Friday footage starts now. So it's about instant experience, and it's a full screen experience that opens up after somebody interacts with your ad on mobile device. So instead of clicking on it and going somewhere else, it's just right there. And I'll show you an example in just a second. So you grab attention, get the full effect of high quality content. Instant experience loads instantly, expands to full screen, and works with most formats, including single image, video, carousel, slideshow, and collections, right? So you can even work e-commerce in here. And you can tell a story about your brand here. Obviously, really what you're doing, you can create almost like an instant sales letter. Talked about that in a previous broadcast. You can create a full featured sales letter with rich media, images, text, buttons, etc. So let's take a quick look at what this looks like here in the demonstration, right? So you can see here for folks who are listening, clearly can't see it, but really it's almost like you're going to a landing page somewhere, like a ClickFunnels lander or a lead pages or a WordPress site that you have developed. Well, you can just do it right here, right now. And so I'm going to show you how you do it. And there's a couple of ways to get to this. And the first area that typically you would work in is in the publishing section of Facebook, because here you have access essentially to just a whole slew of things, including, if you're using lead gen, all your forms, libraries, and, down at the bottom here says instant experience canvas. Remember I talked about that? So just go there and it's going to load up whatever you have available or nothing, right? Because if you're starting from scratch, you're not going to have much. So I just created one here. Actually, this is a test account here. But I prepared some information on this already, right? So I'm going to show you how I did this. But essentially, you can use templates that are available for you out the gate, or you can create your own. Well, depending on where you're at in your design skills, etc. By the way, you don't have to go over the top here. If you're a brand, clearly there's going to be policies and guidelines you want to follow from the corporation. But if you're an individual or just a small firm and you're not too concerned about that, you're really just trying to provide good value and conversion and engagement. Well, basically just name the experience when you come in here. By the way, it runs on Facebook and Instagram, although some of the items on the Instagram doesn't always show in the same way. But ultimately, what we're doing here is we have a quick designer where we can add images, text, etc. And so if I wanted to add something new here, I can do that. And actually, here's a great point, right? So this is where, doing demonstrations really help, because now I actually created this quick experience here. But what if I want to edit this? Well, there appears to be no edit button. I would expect to see it maybe up here, no, it's not here. Well, I'm going to get back to that in a second, how you actually edit these things. By the way, I mentioned that you can get to this in the publishing tools section on Facebook. You can also actually create it or select it inside the actual ads area. I like to create it separately because of this editing capability that I'm going to talk to you in a second here. Once you're inside the ad, it's a little bit hokey. It's not as streamlined, I would say, in terms of usability, right? Once you get more familiar with this, of course, you can do that. But so let's just first then take a look at it, right? And for you all listening, I urge you to go out to the YouTube channel at John Rognerud, JONROGNERUD, and you'll see a demonstration of this. But ultimately here, what we're trying to do is create that sort of in-page experience, in-platform experience with images, videos, text, etc. So what I did is I just uploaded the media and marketing podcast image here. That was easy enough to do, and I'll show you that in a second. It's linking to my website in that case. And then I wanted to create sort of a call to action here. You can move these things up and down, right? So I'll show you that in a second. But if I didn't want this at the header, I can move this up, sort of following the traditional sales letter of a, attention grabber, a headline, subhead, etc. You can structure this any way you want. So this is obviously just demo purposes. I set some colors here: black background, white text. Interested in slicing your costs by 50% from your online advertising. Okay, great. Definitely not the best headline I've seen, but we're just doing this for testing. And then I have an image here where really this whole thought process for this particular test was, how can we help somebody understand that there is a possibility of slicing costs by significant amounts by addressing what's called relevancy scores, right? Well, those relevancy scores or relevance scores are gone, quote unquote, right? They've been replaced by quality ranking, engagement rate ranking, and conversion rate ranking. And here's an image of that from Facebook where it talks about, the various sections here at the top and what you might need to do to fix things, right? So if you have a quality ranking of average or above for engagement rate and average or above for conversion rate ranking, you're all good. Nothing needs to happen, right? So that's a recommendation over here. If it's below on the quality ranking and everything else is fine, that is perceived as low quality. Well, what can you do? Well, you can improve the quality of your creative assets or target an audience more likely to perceive the ad as high quality, right? So we've talked a lot about Facebook ads here in these broadcasts, and clearly targeting is an essential piece of this. So is the creative, right? And the offer and the hook. This is a great little worksheet here to understand what you can do to improve your relevancy scores, which again are replaced by the 3 that I just mentioned. Well, guess what? That's going to impact your cost, right? So more quality means less pay for you at the top line metrics, top of funnel, TOF, right? Okay, well, that might be a great little intro for a training video that you have. So right at the bottom, notice how I put a red button here, watch the free training. And that links straight over to the website. And you have an option here to swipe to load website or just click on it. And this kind of interaction, this kind of engagement inside the Facebook platform really creates just a very native feeling, right? I mean, obviously it's in the platform, but it's also very quick. There's no external loading. It also has the ability to track pixels here at this point. So, this is something that you definitely should consider and test it, right? But now, what do we do to actually edit this thing here? We already saved it off, and we can't edit it. Well, yes, we can. What you need to do is you actually need to click on it and hit duplicate. And now we can duplicate it out, right? So it's going to take a moment just to do that. And you can see it there. So it made a copy. And now we are clicking on that copy. And now you see, now you can add a component. You can move things up and down. So that headline, remember I talked about that? I actually want that at the top. So I'm just going to shift that to the top. Notice that? So I'm actually editing in line here, and I can change colors. So if I didn't like that a black color, it's kind of sad, right? Well, let's go ahead and change it to red. Okay. So I changed it to red right there. Okay, cool. Well, by the way, you can also set the theme for the site, you know, light, dark, custom. I mean, you're really designing your page right in here. And there's the image. You can also do video here. So very full featured. There's the photo of the various ranking or the quality ranking factors here. Then I have the black one here. Watch the free training. Background color. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. If I wanted to add another component, I just click on that, either at the bottom or at the top. And here, this is where it gets interesting. You have a button. You can do a carousel, photo, text block, video. Store locations and forms are not supported here on Instagram. Then you have a header. Then you have a product set. So we talk about e-commerce. So I might want to just add a header here. And let's see if I can just add some information. As I said, it's a little bit hokey the way it works. It put it right at the top. I realize header is probably something that's going to go at the top, but I didn't necessarily want to put it there, right? So let's see here. This is instant experience. See that there? It's hard to type here. But ultimately, what we're doing here is we're creating a full-featured page from the ad. And the ad click, unlike, say, lead forms, where they pull the first image or associate the image with the the ad creative, you can actually create an ad with a video, can create it with a static image, and once they click on it, it just flips right over to this inline experience here. So I just wanted to show you this and the power of this, and we're actually testing this for a number of clients right now, and it has been proven in certain markets to not work as well as others. But you know what? As a collective, this is something you need to test. So if you have an ad set where you're testing, static images, maybe you're testing videos, then add this one to the mix, right? And test this. And again, you might not want to mix up too much of this in the beginning. We don't typically recommend that, right? But as with anything, when you have an allocation of budgets that you have set aside for testing, which we absolutely recommend, then this falls right in line with that thinking. So I hope this has been helpful just to show you how this works. Now, when I'm done here, what they have is they have a save option, a save button at the top. So it goes and saves it. Now, you can edit after you've saved it up and down. You can move things. But once you hit finish, that's when you're really essentially locking it down. And it says here, finish this instant experience. Is it ready to be added to a page, post, or ad campaign? But when it's finished, it cannot be edited. So they actually tell you that. That didn't used to be so clear, but now I created a copy, and there it is, right? So I can view it right there. And notice how the editing features is gone now. I can't actually get in. So that matches what they just said. But here's the cool thing. You can develop all of these. You can develop samples and creative suggestions. And once you create the ad, you can literally just select it inside the ad creation by, checkboxing the add an instant experience. So, where you'd add your image and video, that's fine. But right above it, it has a checkbox inside the ad creation area on the Facebook Ads Manager. Just click add an instant experience. And then you can choose a template, as I mentioned, and sort of work within it, a bit hokey inside that environment. Or just search. There's another pull down box that says search for an existing instant experience. And Facebook is going to now look in this section here on your publishing tools area for your page. And then you can select the one that you want. So it's pretty simple and pretty straightforward and very cool to test this. This has come a long way since the early days of the plain old canvas. And a final reminder here, don't get sucked into the shiny object syndrome, right? This may be something that you're looking at right now and go, whoa, dude, this is like totally awesome. I'm loving this. I'm going to use it, and this is going to work for me. Well, most ads don't work out the gate, right? This is all about testing, and certainly in a fluid environment like Facebook. So anyway, just wanted to share this big tip with you on Friday footage here today on how to create higher engagement on mobile using Facebook Instant Experience. Please like, share, comment, and I'll see you in the next Friday footage on Friday the 24th. See you.
Hi, my name is Jan Ragnrud. I'm the author of The Ultimate Guide to Optimizing Your Website with Entrepreneur Press and McGraw-Hill out in the bookstores now. I am excited that you're here.